Hey guys, just want to do a series of short videos talking about the songs that I've released so far. The first one I'm going to do is actually about the latest single that I've released under the Master's Apprentice project called Anything to Prove. Um, this song is kind of cathartic for me. Um, the song's not about any one particular person. It's really about how at certain points in my life, I felt as if I needed to prove or show that I'm a good enough guy or that I'm worth being around enough um, to have people's company. It's not really a good mindset to have, really. Um, and sometimes it's me to be like mistreated or to allow um, things that I shouldn't or put both in positions that I shouldn't people. um, just both romantic relationships and just overall. So as much as the lyrics are pointed in how they come off for sure, it's really more about me and saying, hey, I know what kind of man I am, and yeah, I don't have anything to prove except to anybody but myself. Um, and so really, it's a statement about that. If you have any questions on it, you can hit me up on Facebook. You can come this video. I'm not share like exact things or thought process behind exact lyrics, but I can certainly share emotions. I can, if you have trouble, if you kind of wonder what certain lines mean, I can go into that. I'll give an example of one that I'm going to be like listen to and be like, hey, what does this mean? Where it talks about like give up on me all you want. You can take your faith, but you can't take my heart. It's really about like someone's faith that they have in me, like taking that. Like it's not about like personal faith. It's about like, hey, if someone wants to take their faith in me and they want to say they want to lose it or they want to say, hey, I'm taking you and I'm feel differently and I'm moving on. Like, yeah, they can do that, but I'm still me. Um, so yeah, I can definitely answer questions like that one. If you have other questions that are about the song. As far as musically, because I want to touch on each one of these little videos, I'm going to touch on kind of a thought process around like the lyrics and the song, stuff like that, and also musically. Musically, I kind of thought about it because there are a couple different ways that I could go. I could kind of go more direction that I thought would be like early 2000s punk and more upbeat, or I could go more a little more soulful, kind of like Phil Collins. I found some accompaniment that would kind of bring it in that direction. But to be perfectly honest with you guys, I tend to write more ballads as much as two or three songs I put out are more upbeat. It's much more easy and natural for me to write ballads. So one of the few songs that I've written that's could be more upbeat, I felt like I needed to push myself in that direction and say, hey, better to speed myself up a little bit than slow myself down when slow is natural to me. So that made more sense to me. I think what ended up coming out was more um, was less punk and more if Death Cab for Cutie actually got mad about something. I think is kind of how it came out because it kind of sounds like them, but certainly like they're more easygoing in a lot of their lyrics. Um, so no, I thought that was fun and kind of songs are like that. Like they kind of you have a direction with them, but they also their art and they kind of take on their own form a little bit. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Uh, thanks. Oh, and I thought it was interesting too. One other thing that I'll share, um, kind of opposite of social distancing, where some of the lyrics in that are comical, but like it's really in the verses has some funny things, but it sounds really sad. This is kind of the opposite of that, where the lyrics are really pointed, some of them, but it sounds just like really upbeat and fun, and like a song that would be really easygoing. But lyrically, it's not really that way. Reminds me a little bit, although I'm not on par with them certainly, of one of my favorite bands, Guster. They have some songs like that where it sounds really upbeat and fun, but the lyrics are more serious. One of their songs that comes to mind when I think about this kind of concept and songs going this way is the song Ramona. If you want something specific to look up, they're amazing. They've been around forever. They're from England, I think they're from Massachusetts, but they've started the last couple of years a big festival in like a big weekend festival in Portland. At least they did Portland, Maine. At least they did last year. I went to one of the shows. But yeah, so that's some thoughts on anything to prove. Thanks, guys.